This workshop is not about teaching at all. It's about learning together. It's about inquiring, questioning, asking oneself questions, yes. So it's not about answers either. The last 15-20 years I've been thinking of women's spaces, home space and workspace, social, political, whatever, domestic spaces. In the outside world, I found that there was this inequality, there was discrimination. Somewhere or the other, they were not equal. I wanted to show that. So a lot of my way of thinking is through the films and to theatre. It's where women experience fear, claustrophobia, discomfort because of certain way inequalities put up. In my work, when I started doing installations, I made people walk through my spaces so that I created a physical discomfort for them. For example, there were bamboo scaffoldings where the women were struggling to speak, struggling to see, struggling to walk. I was just showing the discomfort in public and private spaces. I made these costumes as the protection costumes which you wear and become uncomfortable. As I was talking to them about my work, two words came up: protection, and another one was discomfort and threatened public spaces. Which are the areas which they get threatened about, they get upset about, they get uncomfortable? May not be a huge threat, but even uncomfortable, that discomfort that they experience. When you're in a crowd, what happens? When you're not in a crowd, what happens? It's dark, what happens? When suddenly many people come in front of you, what happens? They laugh at you, what happens? They stare at you. These are normal day-to-day things actually, but we pass by.
She said that what do you feel uncomfortable with?
I feel very stiff. I can't place my trust in you so freely. Whenever girls walks on the road, they don't feel free to walk, or some feels uncomfortable.
Somebody said I turn and run away. Somebody said I start crying. So they started sharing that. So that is the body effect of impact on the body of that fear. I started let them be engaged in looking into their own experiences, their own life. And as we were talking, we were very clear that these are not real objects that we are doing. We are not going to just do drawings and sketches, but objects. Why? Because I want these objects would be kind of a symbol for what they address. We're going to translate whatever you need to say in art. And in art also you can draw, paint, but we're going to do it as an object. And that object will be imaginary object. So be free to do what you like. Don't have to get stuck to what you've seen and done.
Chaku Didi gave us a full freedom to express our talent and our whatever we are thinking.
Coming up with the idea was kind of hard because first you have to really understand what you would need protection against and what would you do for society to understand and get your message in an artistic form.
and learning more about myself as well through the process, and I think that was really enlightening.
We took turns, we went around introducing or even sharing. So the sharing went on for about half an hour.
So I came up with the idea that when we walk in crowded streets, when we go to shopping or in railway stations, and then people stick to us, and so like we feel very stiff, we cannot move. So I made a shoe from which spikes come out from all sides.
Mine's called Twisted Thoughts because people always talk about what they don't say what's on their mind. They talk about what other people want. They say, oh, maybe she wants me to say this, so I'll say that. Because like they want to be popular and they want to gain approval from people.
So I kind of made a cage that it's not complete, but I'd wear it on my head, and this part would be covered a bit for the eyes. So mine is, if someone is walking on the street and people have their own views and judgments which make people scared. So that is something that should be stopped. So this is against judgments and views, a cage that cages people's ideas and keeps us scared. So there will be an eye covering the eyes also, a part that will cover the eyes, so that will mask people's views.
All the works are basically their choice of material, choice of form, choice of color, capacity to look into themselves, which as adults we sometimes resist. They very freely did it. Some of them had little difficulty, but once that space was given to them, however upsetting, however difficult initially, they just opened up. And once they opened up, their aesthetic sense took over.